Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my video on a work in progress name. Basically it's just taking a bunch of signals and adding them together to produce one. If you haven't seen my last video on the T flip-flop, I would suggest checking it out. It's kind of informative if you don't know what you're doing. So as I said in my poor prelude to this, essentially when you have several signals coming into one spot, the signal will go through, but the signal won't go through unless multiple are activated. Here's a start off a short demonstration. After pressing the button 3 times, the signal gets to here. On the 4th press, signal gets all the way through. I can hit button. It's also got a built-in reset that once it's all done, comes around and it resets the entire system. I'll show how these work in a moment after I do a more in-depth demonstration, I guess. These can also be built in with the reset, but I was too lazy to run the wire over. Essentially, each button will only work once, so you have to hit all of them in order for the device to activate. But it doesn't matter which order you hit them in, as long as they are all hit. Let's see that this reset itself. Oh, never mind, it didn't. It has a flaw. Rather upsetting. I thought I'd already debugged it. That's better. So how this works is when the first signal comes through, when it goes to both of these repeaters. This first repeater, since that tick delay of 1, goes into air and doesn't pass through. This one at a delay of 4 will eventually go into this block, out this side, up and over, and go into this monostable circuit. This block here is just for the reset. It doesn't do anything until the reset's activated, and then it turns off the monostable circuit. Once this block is retracted, this line will now give power and send it through to the next one, which follows the same principle. This block here just stops these two wires from connecting to each other, because that will screw up the entire thing. Also, when this block is extended, you can have power come out the side, and after this is activated the first time, no matter how many times you press the button, it won't happen again. That's pretty well the basics for how this works. I guess I can show you how to make one of those. 2 repeaters, 4-tick delay. Started raining on this omen. Place a piston, a block of some kind. If you want to have side output, put it there. Repeater, redstone dust leading off. Dust, block, 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 run the dust across. Right here is where you're going to want your inverter. You're going to want to put a repeater here, otherwise you're going to get this piston shooting back and forth really quick as the signal happens, because, well, I'll show you, rather than try to explain it and make a fool of myself. Although I'm not doing a great job of that. Put this repeater at a 4-tick delay to stop. Okay. There's an issue when you give power to this, that this one will stay on. This will stay on long enough that when this retracts, it can send a short burst through. By having this at 4-tick delay, that problem is more or less solved. If you do not have a repeater here, just have wire, when the signal goes through here and up and over, it'll come across turn off the wire and then turn back on. Then the signal comes through and turn that off again. Looks really sloppy, something like this. Almost as sloppy as this video, but we do what we can. As far as the reset is concerned, very simple to wire. When the signal comes all the way through, come down, power the repeater, powers the block, turns off the redstone, pulls the block out of the way, and breaks the circuit. You're going to want to have this at a 2-tick delay or longer, but if you have a chain of them like I do over here, you're just going to need to put a bunch at the start. As you saw at the start of the video, there was an issue where they stayed on, they didn't reset properly. You have multiple repeaters at a longer delay. Stays retracted a little bit longer. Should fix the problem, but no promises. As I'm sure you can figure out by the size of this again, that it was just created. So I'll work on making it smaller. The real device is about from here on. This is just fluff, more or less. But these monostaple circuits could be put underneath of this, make it a bunch smaller, but that's based on your room, and I don't really care. Sorry for the rushed video today. I'm trying to do a bunch of recording, as I likely will not be able to record again in the next little bit. Sure not. Nobody cares, but anyways, I would like to thank you for watching the video, as rushed as it was. I'd like to ask you to tune in next time for the prelude to a combination lock that is changeable.